We're getting up there. How many games with black am I going to get? This must be a joke. I'm calling the head of chess.com police. Give me the chief inspector. All right, are we going to get another bird's defense? Don't tell me this is going to be another goring. Okay. This? We're playing queen h4, though. Going with old reliable. Yeah, this guy probably knows what to do. This might have been risky. Knight b5. From what I remember, we play bishop a5 here, and we're doing all right. Yeah, this is different. This is just, yeah, this dude messed up the theory. He's supposed to play bishop e2 first. Queen h4 is a wild move. Really wild theory. Technically, it should be losing, but that's only according to like the most sophisticated computers in my mom's basement. All right, why can't I just play a6 here? Yeah, this is going to get crazy. Knight a3, b5. I think I look at this position. There? If I play queen e7, then we're giving him knight d5. No, he doesn't have knight d5 with the tempo. Knight d5 I can take on e4. I think he's in a lot of trouble now. This guy's from Argentina. I'm living in Argentina. What is this? This is too much for me to wrap my brain around. Knight a3. Okay, we could take and then play queen takes e4. He'll play queen e2. I don't think I actually have to do it yet. Let's just play knight f6 here. I guess you could play knight c4, but then I'll take. Then I'll take and I'll play d5. That looks great. Then he takes on f6. That's actually getting a little crazy. Yeah, maybe knight c4, but no, knight c4 I could even take on e4. If he takes on a5, I take on c3, I'm winning the queen. All right, bishop g2. Can we play d5? I feel like d5 is the idea. There are a lot of ideas in this position, honestly. b5 is also strong. I mean, d5 castles, we take and then we play d4 or what? What is the idea in this position? Wait, why don't I just take and then play knight takes e4? Yeah, dude is in a lot of trouble here. If he castles, I take, and then I can win this knight here. And queen h4 Scotch is really wild stuff. All right, he's taken that way. I guess he's going to play queen e2. That's his whole idea. We'll trade. We'll castle. I'm up a pawn. He has opposite colored bishops. Dude has opposite colored bishops, but I'm up a pawn, and also his light scores are weak. This should be close to winning. We just need to figure out the right way to do it. Let's start with d5 here. Knight e5, I have rook e8. Knight a5? I don't think that's going to be right. Let's start with rook e8. d4 also looks good. Yeah, let's start with rook e8. Let's see where he's going. It's good to give him this choice. Oh, well, no, that's really bad. Let's throw in a check now. That's a disaster. This is going to be a disaster. d4, bishop moves back. I play knight e5. I'm playing for checkmate. No, come on. You can't do this. This is already the end of the game. Nice. That was a beautiful game. Look at that graph. That is a beautiful graph. Of course, there's the uptick. There's the uptick after I play queen h4, but then after that, it's smooth sailing. Okay, so e4, e5. We got this, knight c3. Yeah, knight b5 is inaccurate from what I remember. Bishop e2 is correct. Now we have to take, and then they play knight b5. And this is what he wanted to do. He was hoping to get to this position, but he forgot the moves. He was hoping that I would take here, and then he'll play bishop e2, and we're right back in the theory. Yeah, computer saying 0.62. That's because chess.com's computer is weak AF. My Soviet supercomputer in my mom's basement is much stronger, and that says that this position is actually completely lost for black. Yeah, you might be wondering, why am I recommending or why am I playing a line that's completely losing? Well, it's technically losing if you play it against a supercomputer. If you play it OTB, you're going to have good chances. If you play it online, you're going to have even better chances. It's a fantastic surprise weapon. No one really knows what to do against it. Like, I think for example, the Stafford Gambit is technically losing. That doesn't matter. That doesn't stop Eric Rosen from playing it. Bishop a5 is a very good move, though. We're not even heading for that uncomfortable position there. Bishop d2, I play a6, and already, yeah, his knight has nowhere to go. His bishop is blocking the queen, so he cannot retreat the knight to this more natural square. He's going to have to go to a3. Played g3. Probably should have played knight a3 here. I was going to take and then take here, and I'm up a pawn, but, you know, he has the bishop pair. His knight is getting rehabilitated. He has some compensation here. Even so, we'll play f6. We'll blunt his bishop. Black should definitely be better here. I'll just play knight e7, d6, king f7. Ultimately, I'm up a pawn. My structure is solid. His bishop pair only gives him so much compensation. Man played g3. I played queen e7, retreating, keeping an eye on this e4 pawn. Knight a3, knight f6, bishop g2. Yeah, this is where things really went awry. What should he do here? What should he play? Can we get the analysis? I didn't even have the analysis on. Dude should try queen e2. Look at that. Queen e2, he's covering e4. And he's getting ready to castle queenside. If I want, I could take and win a pawn. No, I can't even win a pawn here. He can always take on g7 here. I don't have the discovery. Yo, something is in the air here in Argentina. My eye is literally like watering up. Something's wrong with the air here. So man played bishop g2 though. This is just a blunder. I take, he takes, I take here, and bro is in a lot of trouble here. If he castles, I'm going to take, and then I'm going to win this piece. This knight is just hanging here. He has a check. It looks a little tricky, but I should play king d8. I'll have to find a few accurate moves, but I should just be winning here. If dude plays something like queen e2, I have to be a little careful because he's going to take and then play for checkmate with queen e7. So yeah, I could play something like a5, and I'm going to bring my rook out this way. Another move that would work is queen e7. We do have to be a little careful though, right? Look at this, like d6, then he takes, and all of a sudden I'm... Apparently even here I'm doing okay after bishop e6, but of course the justification is that takes, I'm going to lose. Queen e7 is going to be mate. That's going to be no fun for anyone except for white. All right, so dude took. Yeah, I don't really see what he could do here though. Queen e2, I guess that's better, but no, then takes. This is still a disaster though. I'm just up a pawn. His structure is weak. I could also sideline his knight with d5. This is just a disastrous position. This has to be losing. I have the pawn. I have the better structure. I'm also going to have the better development soon. I'm just going to play bishop e6 and castle queenside. Yeah, this knight is like 5 moves away from getting good. He's probably going to have to try c4 to just try to get the knight in this way. All right, so back in this position though, he took, I took, he played queen e2, we trade queens. Yeah, despite appearances, this position should be completely lost. His knight is still bad. His light scores are still weak. I'm going to get my bishop in quickly. Also, there's still enough pieces on the board that his king is going to have to get pushed around a bit. It's not yet that stage of the late endgame where his king being centralized is an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Played knight c4, I played d5, knight a5, I threw in a check, and played king f1. I was expecting king f3, but even here I would just play d4. He'll take, I'll take. I'm going to be up 2 pawns here. He's going to have to move the knight away. He plays knight d4, I take on b2. This just looks like a disaster. I could even play bishop e6 here to play bishop d5. What does computer want? Computer wants me to play c5. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. c5, knight b3, c4, and I just get my pawn here. My pawn here, you know, we're in business. He could try to hunt down the pawn. I'll just play bishop g4 to distract the king. He hasn't distracted at all. These pawns survive. The game is completely over here. These pawns are almost worth a rook. Like, look at that. They're just so beautiful there. His rook is always going to have to stay passive on the first rank. All right, so man played king f1. Yeah, dude, this position is just so bad. King f1, we throw in a check. His king is locked in here now. This has to be completely losing. d4, just trying to give my pieces some space for knight e5. Literally anything is winning though here. I could just play knight e5, threatening mate. If he plays f4, I'll just play knight g4 and my rook will drive in on e2. He's not only does he have all the previous issues that we talked about, but his rook, he's just going to be playing down a rook here. Yeah, like for instance, knight e5, if takes, he'll get us pawn back. I'll play rook e8, threatening mate. Computer already declares it to be mate in 6. He could try f3 to hold on, but I'll play rook e2. And yeah, just something like this, like rook takes c2, rook e2. There's going to be some type of checkmate here. Where's the quickest mate? Oh, quickest mate is this. Look at this. Rook e3. His rook cannot move here because then we're going to have some type of checkmate here. Like here we have check and mate. But if he doesn't do that, I'm just going to take on f3, cover f1, and then play rook g2. It's time to go. All right, so in the game, I played d4, bishop d2, knight e5, and he just resigned here. This is a really hopeless position. If f4, I was probably just going to check and take the bishop, but knight g4 would also be good. Look at that. Computer considers knight g4 to be even better, just keeping his king locked up. Knight g4, if something like rook e1, we'll just trade. Play rook e8, bishop d2, rook e2. This has to be completely over. His position is just hanging by a thread here. Already rook f2, rook f1 is just made. That's beautiful. All right. So yeah, I played knight e5 and dude just resigned. So what are the takeaways from this game? I mean, first takeaway is just queen h4 is a really spicy system. If you play it, you're going to have tons of practical chances online. In person, if you're playing this above 2200 FIDE, you probably shouldn't. Then again, if you're above 2200 FIDE, you probably have a coach or something, so they would tell you that as well. But I've played this a lot in Blitz, a lot in Rapid, and it works pretty well. Unless I'm playing a GM, it normally goes really well. Even I've beaten some GMs with it. So it's just bananas.
Time to go!